Thank you. I'm going to present the Ivanhoe Grammar Sports and Aquatic Centre. I'd just like to start by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land on which we present and which the building sits, the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation, and pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging. Ivanhoe Grammar School is a co-educational school with students from ELC to Year 12 and has 3 campuses across Melbourne. The site for this project sits at the southern edge of the main school campus alongside Ivanhoe's iconic Boulevard, beyond the main academic precinct and school oval to the north, and adjoining Loxley, a music and art and drama facility with a direct interface to the site boundary, and a series of existing oak trees along the east and residents. The project commenced following the approval of the school's development plan in 2016, which has taken 7 years to finalise through council. The development plan envisages a sports and aquatic centre with 2 courts and a refurbished 25-metre pool, with a volume and siting commensurate to that brief. After an extensive consultation process with the school's sports and PE staff, the brief was re-evaluated to future-proof the facility and ensure PE, sports and community programs could occur simultaneously. The revised brief was to provide 4 multi-purpose basketball and netball courts and a new 50-metre pool with associated facilities. This brief took the project far beyond that of the approved development plan. To overcome this challenge, the design response was to drop the courts below ground level and stack them on top of one another. Additional rooftop courts were set carefully above natural ground line to sit within the development plan overlay, but provide light into the sunken courts. And the pool sits perched at the southern edge of the site, overlooking the Yarra River and the Boulevard. Approached from the north, the entry to the building reads with an intimacy of scale and sensitivity to context, with the 6-level Sports and Aquatic Centre set some 20 metres below ground at this point from the north. It's difficult to conceptualise and understand the scale of the project with images alone, but the great benefit of this approach is that an otherwise enormous building only ever presents as a single-storey building. The use of limestone on key facade elements links the building with the brick and rendered beige stucco of the neighbouring Loxley building, and stairs to one side lead to the rooftop courts. The rooftop courts visually connect the building with the main school campus and oval, maintaining views out across the Yarra and the city beyond, maximising land value with active spaces for student learning. Along the south to the Boulevard, the building is expressed as a linear element set atop a terraced landscape. Again, this belies the sheer scale of the project and presents a building that contributes to landscape in the broader neighbourhood in a very considered manner. Stepping back along this interface to minimise its visual impact, while providing a cascade of light deep within the pool concourse. Importantly, this design approach maintains the existing development plan, which was of significant value to the client from both a cost and program perspective, particularly in light of ongoing cost escalations through COVID. The project is a project value of $50 million and it's just over 10,000 square metres, which is tremendous value for money given the context of the last 5 to 10 years. The building is organised by the courts stacked on top of one another, you can see F and H, with additional rooftop courts and a circulation spine or entry pavilion to the west-hand side, connecting additional support functions such as learning spaces, staff offices and change rooms. This utilises the volume of the courts to maximise learning space and visually connects those with the courts beyond. Co-located on a single level, the upper courts and pool sit in the middle of the building and gain access to the views out to the south across the Yarra River and the Boulevard. Sculpted architectural and interior elements bring landscape and light deep within the building, particularly in the pool, where water becomes a material too. A variable depth pool floor and movable boom, seen in the foreground of this image, provide a flexibility in use and support a variety of teaching and learning activities, as well as community uses and universal access. The change rooms flow seamlessly from the pool concourse, with lockable storage and unisex facilities throughout. This has enabled the pool to act as a real community asset, with over 800 enrolled in the Learn to Swim program to date. The adjoining courts draw in light dappled through the oak trees above. Column-free space at the upper courts in particular, with an arch concealing a Sydney Harbour-sized truss, allow for school assemblies and sport training programs to run side by side. And this sort of approach also, or the sort of span here, expertly manages structural borne vibration between the unusual stacked courts, which is a key challenge for the project. And the collaboration with the structural and acoustic engineers was fundamental to ensuring that was successful. Timekeeping benches and modest spectator seating are incorporated with mechanical ventilation and storage to create integrated, robust and simple interior elements. High impact surfaces also double as acoustic surfaces, often overlooked in sports halls, to ensure that the variety of use cases from school assembly and events to teaching and learning can be accommodated. The lower courts, seen some 20 metres below natural ground at the northern edge, offer significant thermal mass benefits with stable below ground temperatures, drastically reducing air conditioning load throughout the building, and 95 kilowatts of solar panels to the pool roof and adjoining roof in here provide about half of the required electricity load across the building. An inventive design and feat of engineering, the Sports and Aquatic Centre is a remarkable collaboration between all parties to deliver a facility for student learning, health, wellbeing and sporting achievement. Heavily constrained planning requirements and site conditions have led to an innovative approach that's sensitive to its context and the human scale of the campus, again in the face of what would have otherwise been a 6, 7, 8-storey building. Captures light and views in an inventive and unexpected manner. Connects not just the building, but the campus to the landscape beyond, maximising development potential beyond all expectations, and supports endless opportunities for teaching and learning by incorporating the brief as outlined at the start of the project.